Is freehold or leasehold a better buy? A lot of people like to say that leasehold has lease decay and is going to affect the property prices. In other words, when the lease decays, the property prices will keep going down. But is this really true, or is it simply based on perception? We are going to look at the numbers. This is Bradderville. The lease begins in 1978, so it's about 47 years old. Look at this, the price only begins to really stabilize after 40 years old. Next we have Bayshore Park. The lease begins in 1982, so it's about 43 years old. The price again starts to stabilize after 40 years old. Next we have Park Oasis, 34 years old. As it's only 30 over years old, the price is still going upwards. Next we have Mandarin Gardens, 43 years old. Again, the price only starts to stabilize around 40 years old and so on and so forth. Next we have Neptune Court, and this is 50 years old. And we can see the price starts to stabilize around 40 plus years old and onwards. Next we have Orchid Park Condo, and this is 34 years old. And you can see the price is still moving upwards. Next we have Chiltern Park, 34 years old. And you can see that the price is still moving upwards. Next we have Bishan Park Condo, 34 years old. And you can see that the price is still moving upwards. Next we have Central Green Condo, this is 34 years old, nearer to the town area. You can see that the price is still moving upwards. Next we have the Core Central Region, District 11, Hillcrest, and this is 50 years old. And you can see that price starts to stabilize and drops a little after 40 years old. Next we have Spring Grove, this is Core Central Region, District 10, 34 years old. As you can see, the price is still gradually moving upwards. So I've shown you a total of 11 condos, and this graph is showing you the real estate cycle from 1980 all the way to 2024. And you can see that the price index moves in tandem with the leasehold condos, despite that the condos are more than 30 years old and even more than 40 years old. So you can see that the leasehold condos continue to grow in value despite 30 over years old, 40 years old. And you can see that the price only starts to stabilize or drops a little bit when it begins to reach 40 years old. So I would say that if it's between 30 to 40 years old, you are still pretty safe when it comes to leasehold condos. Freehold condos generally have their own disadvantages. Number one, is usually priced at a premium, about 15 to 20% more than leasehold condos. Number two, freehold condos usually are smaller in size compared to leasehold condos. That means the facilities are not as good as leasehold condos. Number three, freehold condos are usually located at a location that is not as convenient as leasehold condos. They are further away from the MRT station. Number four, freehold condos have lower rental yield, and because of its location, the rentability is usually weaker. Number five, freehold condos appreciate slower. And if you are an investor, it is better to buy a leasehold condo because of higher rental yield, better rentability, as well as higher capital appreciation. Number six, freehold condos are not really freehold in the sense that you're not buying a freehold landed property. While you can renovate what is inside the unit, you cannot touch what is outside the unit, the exteriors, the facilities, and the building. So when it is very old and run down, it is not up to you to decide what to do with it. As an investor or a homeowner, if you want to sell and buy properties to make profit, leasehold is a better choice. Unless you just want to buy one property and stay all the way to retirement, which is unlikely because life is unpredictable. Sometimes what we set out to do changes because of life circumstances, because of different life stages in life. So is there any purpose of buying a freehold condo? I will see you in the next video.